All right, let's put this here. All set. Guys, I'm incredibly excited to share this with you. Why? Because the certainty and pace with which you can build an offer that works in an audience that is validated, and then use the flywheel formula with the cohort launch strategy is just an incredible way to skip all these problems that I needed to solve over the last 4 years. Trying to get clients when you don't really have the confidence yet to sell to them. So you are in this limbo period of like 8 months where you're not making sales. Having shitty offers that don't work, selling to audiences that don't have money, and the list goes on, right? All these problems, and of course the investments I needed to make to solve those problems, doing coaching programs myself, have led to this machine, to this model that bypasses all these hiccups where you need a few months to solve it and a lot of energy, blood, sweat, and tears. This is going to allow you to do it in about 4, 5, 6 months. And I'm saying that realistically, right? If I would be an asshole, I would say you can get rich in 4 weeks. No, this is realistic. So I'm incredibly excited because this is a lot of fun. This is tied to your character, right? To the impact that you want to deliver. So it's incredibly fun to build a strong offer around it. So let's get into this. As you can see, I'm not holding back anything. Everything is in there. So let's get into this, man. First of all, and this is a very annoying problem that people can get very cerebral about and they get in their heads for a few months, is to choose a winning audience that is still connected to you so that you can make cohesive content, right? Here's the problems. Either there is no direction for the service, which creates content that has no objective. If there's no direction mentally already for the service that you're going to launch, no idea about the problem you're going to solve before you start making content, then your content is pissing in the wind, right? It has no objective. This is the most common problem out there for people starting out. Then this one, and we'll get into the actual solution for this eternal discussion, is that the niche is too general to make money or too specific that it locks you in a position that you can't pivot away from later. Again, this business will be based on impact and authenticity, right? So as you grow, you might say, hey, for example, for me, I started out with seam retention videos. I've grown as a person, much more into online business, one-person business, creator economy. The seam retention audience still locked me into that place. So it is a very tough position to pivot your audience later on, without having to give it all up. So we're in this limbo here between going too specific and too general, and I'll give you the absolute most beautiful solution in my opinion. So first of all, before we even talk about audiences and niches, please just take my word for it. I tried it for about 1 year, trying to create a service and help out people under 21, 22, young men that were looking for purpose. I can tell you one thing. When an audience generally doesn't have purchasing power, then you are generally not going to sell a service to them, especially their high-ticket product. So please, it is so painful to try this. Don't try to weasel your way into this because it's just not going to happen. Teens, students, unemployed, and starting entrepreneurs, please avoid them and thank me later. With that said, everything else is free game, right? Here's the two theories, right, that you will find on the internet when we start out. The new school is saying you are the niche, right? We have Danko and Tim Welsh and all these people. You are the niche, right? Just start making content about whatever the fuck you're interested in, and it will all come to you. There is truth in that, but this is just their own marketing machine, right? Telling to the world that you can just be yourself and talk about everything you love. If you love cats and conveyor belts, then start talking about it, right? All on the same channel. And I can tell you, it doesn't work. It just doesn't. We need to narrow down our lens to monetize it, right? Let's say you do this, right? And you're a self-improvement guy, right? You're interested in these things. What will happen is this, and I've seen it with many clients and for me, for the first year of business. You will become a self-improvement reporter in this case. Like this general guy who's talking about all these different self-improvement things. It is incredibly hard to monetize. Why? Because we want a specific problem that is painful. So that requires specificity because you're focusing your efforts on solving one problem. And I'll get back to the solution in a second. The other way is the old school way. They say you have to niche down, right? Become a guy who just talks about one problem every single video, spinning it in a different frame. And I'll tell you, it will burn you out quite quickly because it is, you'll become a broken record. It's not fun. So it's too specific, right? You lock yourself in one place, unable to pivot your audience, and hard to grow as an individual. Seam retention locked me in my place, and it's been quite a challenge. Initially, it was quite a challenge to start talking about different topics. Why? Because your audience that you have built do not click on your videos anymore, and so it trashes your click-through rate and the metrics needed to push the video into the algorithm. So that is a problem. So getting too specific is also not the solution. You want to solve a specific problem while speaking on a broader theme. And that's how we get into the solution here. I like to call this the universe model. As an individual, you authentically have, if you start talking, you will start picturing a universe. Every person on this planet represents a different universe, right? Watching a video of mine, you go into my universe. Watching a video of Danko, you go into his universe. But every universe needs to have a sun, right? The center of gravity. And the planets around it must be connected enough to the sun to be in its gravitational pull, right? So you will have your sun, which is the subject to be monetized, in which the problem exists, right? Let's say that is dating, right? Let's say cold approaching specifically. That is the sun in your universe. Then the planets around it can be social freedom, attracting women, sexual transmutation, masculinity. And here you see that you start picturing this wildly different universe, different from anything that exists out there, because you are involving different subjects that are still related to the sun, right? So you become a category of one. In a way, you are the niche, right? But you're doing it just intelligently by determining beforehand what your sun is, what your main bottom of the funnel to be monetized subject will be, right? And then you can say, whatever do I find interesting, but is still in the gravitational pull of my sun. That will be your list of subjects to talk about, and it's going to ensure you that you create cohesive content, and that it will be a blast for us to pick out the actual niche, which will be probably men, as you will be talking about attracting women in this case. So the action here, create your universe. And please don't stress this, because this is not a definitive niche choice yet. We'll get there in a second. Go ahead and create your universe. What is the reason, the objective for you getting on YouTube here? What is the main problem that you are so passionate about? Find the topic that is about. That is your sun, and that will stay your sun, right? For me, it's always been the same. It's the full stack man idea, the Renaissance man, the man who wants passion, impact, wants to service this world, but also wants to be financially free, right? It's the man who's cursed with all these objectives. Let's say. For you, let's see what it is, and then determine the planets around it. It will create this very nice certainty for you to move forward on. All right, that's step 1. Step 2, how to create an offer that feels unreasonable to reject. Again, a new problem is that people will get into all of this, start a YouTube business, creator business, service business, and they will just slap on a Calendly link, hoping someone will book a call and hand their money, right? That this will somehow then turn into a business. let's just do it the right way from the start. Let's create an offer founded on the foundations of business, right? I've studied international business. I've spent even more money on coaching programs. This is the absolute best concoction, I would say, to create an offer. I like to call it the knockout offer method, right? Everything begins with your market thesis. We have 3 elements to the market thesis, which is the niche, point A, and point B. Very simply, we have niche. Who are you talking to? That niche is in the current point A. That is a problem with subsequent pains, right? There's also a point B, something that they, as a niche, want, a desired outcome, right? Problem, out of shape, not attracting women as a painful result. Point B, want to get in shape, desired outcome, benefits, attracting women. Simple example. Here you see it. This is not complicated. This is where everything begins, right? It's the market thesis. You will have your niche, your problem and pain, representing point A, your point B, where they want to be, and the benefits of that emotionally. And then your offer will pose the bridge between those point A and point B for that niche. That's all there is to it. So example, male entrepreneurs over 30, right? No starting entrepreneurs, no teens, no students, all right? Male entrepreneurs over 30. Let's run with that for a second. And we'll keep to this example for the rest of the course here. Problem, career focus led to, a career focus led to not dating any women. Very common problem. I've actually run this offer with good results for a while. The pains, haven't been intimate in a long time. Craving intimacy, feels emasculated, feels emotionally blocked. Those were the main ones that I identified after talking to this niche. The desired outcome for them is very simple. These are good men, successful men. They want to authentically attract their feminine counterpart. Not with their money, not with their cars. They want to authentically attract their feminine counterpart. That is the desired outcome. Just understanding this, right, in high definition, 4K resolution, and running this to the niche is already 80% of selling. Just telling them what they want. For you to understand that is already most of the selling you'll do. So this market thesis is basically most of the work you will do. If you do this well, everything will be a breeze, I tell you. So, desired outcome, then the benefits of that desired outcome in their language, right, for this niche is finally feel that your hard work is appreciated and had a purpose, right? They can provide now. Come home to a caring feminine presence, right? That loneliness solved, and feel that raging masculine power again. Feel inspired by a woman. These are in high definition the benefits. This is the high definition market thesis I found, and it worked incredibly well when I talked about this in my content, on sales calls, on my landing pages, everywhere, right? So your market thesis, that's where we start. Identify your niche, point A and point B. Once you get stuck mentally, leave it there. I'll tell every client, once you get stuck mentally, it's not going to get better anymore, right? If you start overthinking, probably the first few ideas you have about all this are right. So if you get stuck, just move on. We can always change this later. And second is the client journey, right? The second part to creating a knockout offer is to now create the client journey. So this is your unique roadmap describing how you go from A to B with your clients. And it's written in terms of emotions, so that's benefits, not in terms of logic, features. And if you want a crash course and want to be a master at marketing and sales in just one sentence, it's really this. We have features and benefits, right? This drill has a 12-hour battery life. Yeah, that's very logical, very feature, right? This drill will get you the holes you need in your wall. Benefit, right? It can get you these holes in the wall so that you can be the man for your girl, that you can be the handyman around the house, whatever. The whole status, benefit, emotional line continues, right? Emotion sells, and please, I wish someone told me this when I started. Emotion sells, while logic convinces the prefrontal cortex to pull the trigger. Emotion, you could see it like this, right? Emotion, these benefits, they fill the container with energy and demand, right? This is like from 0 to 100%, this bucket gets filled, and then logic becomes the knockout factor. That's why we call this the knockout offer. Logic, the features, convinces someone to act on that demand. So you need both. It's not like benefits are inherently better than features. No, you need both. But most people get too logical. That's the thing, right? And that's like selling to a brick wall. You're not running up those percentages. The bucket is not filled, and then you're hitting them with hard logic, and everything stays cold, right? Emotion is warmth. Logic is cold, right? So we need both. And I would suggest become a master at benefits first, and then the features is just much more easier. So to create your offer, we start by creating the emotional client journey. And there's 2 steps to this. Very simple. Alex Hormozy would tell you the same. List every major problem that exists between your point A and point B as a solution. So these are your main problems to be solved, to get the client what he wants. Exactly like this video, right? There's 6 steps to this. We start with the audience choice, making cohesive content. We go into the offer, we go into lead generation, sales, right? It's exactly the same. If I would say, hey, if a man who is unfulfilled in his work wants to go to making 10K a month with a synthesizer business, then I would come up with these 6 problems. And yeah, I have, obviously. So first problem, the first step here is to create those major problems between point A and B, and they would look like this, right? If we continue with the dating thing, then the first one would be how to set up multiple dates effortlessly. The second one would be how to create deep attraction on these dates as your authentic self, right? Those would be the main problems, and eventually it would look something like this, right? For the whole one on the attracting women thing, we got 6 main problems. And then second step, list the sub-problems, as many as you can come up with, right? If you can solve all the possible problems, then you're in the money. It's done, right? List all the sub-problems, as many as you can come up with for those major problems, and do that also as solutions. So again, we'll look like this. How to create a killer dating profile, make outstanding pictures, blah, 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 blah. This was quickly done, right? It would look something like this for you. So go ahead and create that. What you will end up with is very simple. The emotional journey, the client journey. Like explaining this is what's gonna happen step by step. And there is so freaking much confidence in that. On sales calls, I argue that most of what you're doing when you're pitching the offer is running them this client journey. And it just shows you how you would bring them there in this vivid emotional language. And they're going there with you, right? Emotionally, they're going there and they say, yeah, man, this is going to work, right? So this is an exciting, important step to the offer creation. List every problem, the main ones as a solution, and then list the sub-problems. Make it look like something like this, right? We got the clear journey. Point A is here. Point B is here. Cool. Then we've got the emotion, right? We've got the warmth. Then it's time for the vehicle. Your vehicle is your unique process and system aimed to solve the problem and achieve the desired outcome in terms of hard, logical features. Basically, what's inside, right? What's inside? We're going to, as you can see here, you got these main intersections, the main problems, just as I'm now solving those for you. That became my vehicle, my unique, logical way of getting you from point A to point B. We are going to establish those features for every phase identified in your client journey, just like here. You don't need to get any of this right the first time, please, right? Because we aren't building yet. building the resources, the deliverables, and how you will deliver them, right? Whether that's on Zoom or Meet, if it's one-on-one calls, whether you start a school community or you go for a free community like Discord or Facebook, it all comes after we sell, man. We can chill. What do we want? What we do want, however, is a compelling offer that we can promote and communicate online and pitch on a sales call. So you have to be able to describe and persuade on a logical level, vehicle, as well as on an emotional level, the journey that we already got now. So to compile that offer, let's stretch our brain for a second to establish the hard value that's actually inside. We start with these things here. The name, the deliverables, the duration, and the tagline for each phase. So that would look something like this. I took this example, just copied it here. How to create deep attraction on dates as your authentic self. This is just one of the phases, one of the main problems literally from my client journey, right? Then what we want to do in step 3 here, we turn that into phase 2, give it a marketing container, right? Masculine closer blueprint, whatever. Again, this matters very little, so don't get lost in this. The tagline is just a description in terms of benefits, just summarizing exactly why this is gonna rock, right? This phase. Learn advanced level seduction and turn them into authentic strategies that let you enjoy and close dates effortlessly. The duration of that, 4 weeks. The deliverables. So I want to make clear, deliverables are actually things that you're going to deliver, right? Resources, trainings, or client work. As mentioned here, it's either training material, think masterclasses, think walkthroughs, guides, presentations. You make them once, you distribute them to many. This is scalable. This builds asset value in your business. It's amazing, right? We want this. And we will build and accumulate that over time. Resources are like standalone. This usually gets turned in some progression, like a course, training course. Resources are standalone materials that you deliver that become features by themselves, right? A list plug and play automations on Zapier, right? That's valuable. You will communicate that in your offer. A list of SOPs for hiring employees and like all of that sorted out. That becomes a standalone resource. Client agreement template, library of content. These are resources you deliver once, things that you have that you can give to your niche that are valuable by themselves. And then client work. So that's done for you. Services, like building a website for them. Doing a personal grocery list for them, getting matches on Tinder for them, like as a service, right? Client work obviously is very valuable because you're taking effort away from your client. Taking effort away from your client is the most valuable thing you can do because it costs you time, not the client. That's why courses are shitty and we don't want to do that, right? Courses just as a course. But if you are working with a client on calls and you're working for him, but you also have a course for them to work on by themselves as well, now you're really bombing them with value, right? That's amazing. So that's what deliverables is. That's how I would like you to think about this. So you just look at this and you think, what can I create or what do I already have in terms of deliverables that I can provide for them? So for me, that would have been a polarity, a frame, and a dark masculine master classes on all these topics. True authenticity and shadow work video training. High value man dating timeline, like a resource. A guide on closing dates with a library of demonstrations, right? It's also a standalone resource. The 4 seduction models masterclass. Those would be on the top of my head, some deliverables I would create. So now we have the name for that phase, we have the description, the duration of it, and the deliverables. Go ahead and do that for each of your phases. When you've got those, right, you got, let's say, 4 phases, and you've all described them in this way. They have a name, a description, duration. Now we can compile and stack the whole offer, right? So we want to define your main methods of delivery, so the features. Now that you know what deliverables you will produce and how long all these phases are, let's define the main features. Besides deliverables, these are the ways of delivering value with a service business, right? One-on-one calls, group calls, personal communication, and community, right? The rest is all make once, deliver, the things that we've already created. That together creates your feature stack. So this is going to be a cohort offer, as you will see in a second. Meaning there is an inherent group element to it. You will be delivering your service at once to a group of people that are like-minded, that would love to connect, that can learn from each other, and that creates inherent network value, which is a big feature, right? That's an advantage, one of the many advantages of the cohort strategy that we are using here. I strongly advise to deliver all of these features. Let's just keep it simple, guys. Deliver one-on-one calls, deliver group calls, because you have this cohort. It's incredibly valuable. Of course, do personal communication between the calls, right? If and how you communicate between targets, and the community aspect to all of this. Just use all of them. That creates really that certainty for you to deliver the results you're promising, and it creates the feature stack that we're after, right? This knockout effect of everything that they're getting, that we are now very close to compiling. So the action for you here, to make it a little bit more clear, decide the cadence of the one-on-one calls and group calls. Are you going to do bi-weekly calls? How are you going to do this, right? And again, look at your duration and just the way your offer is made to determine this. Decide how you deliver support, personal communication, WhatsApp, right, via school, whatever you're going to do. Decide if and how you create the community element. So depending on your niche, if your niche is over 35 or so, Facebook could be more native to them. I don't know how that still works, if that still works though. Discord is the absolute king of free options, just amazing. I would even argue that it's better than School in terms of communication flow, but then School just kills everything else in terms of having your schedule there for all the calls, having your classroom material there, having a wall where they can post value, and it's all very interconnected with the internet, and it's just amazing in every way. So if you're going to decide to create a School community, you can click the link in the description if you want to get 2 weeks off so that you can even trial run it, right? So go ahead and click there if you want to build that. Then lastly, stack and pack, right? This is where we're going to compile the whole offer. Now that you have the vehicle and client journey, let's finish your knockout offer by stacking all your features together. That's going to create that knockout effect. And then also pricing the value offer. So a few things to do here. The offer name, which is very simply the main freaking benefit description, right? The main desired outcome description. In this case, organic seduction. And then a container word. So think academy, university, accelerator, blueprint, attack plan, you know, right? With a container word, that's it. Keep it, try to balance being concise while balancing also making sure to describe the main benefits well enough. So this outlines what this is about. Seduction, and it's organic, and it's an academy. Doesn't matter that much. Let's not get stuck. Offer tagline. This is niche, problem, desired outcome. If you're an ambitious entrepreneur who lost track of dating and you want to attract your feminine counterpart so that you can come home to a soft partner in an 8-week intensive cohort. And there you go. So offer name, tagline, duration. It will be an 8-week intensive cohort. And then here we do the feature stack, right? For me, there were 3 phases. I listed it in the following way. You get the profile potential maxer with profile building service, high value texter method with texting service, masculine closer blueprint, 10 master classes on advanced seduction, 8 weekly deep dive calls 101, 8 weekly cohort calls, with ambitious like my man. Doesn't need to be there necessarily. 24/7 WhatsApp contact with me, lifetime access to the ODA community and future course material. So they get in and they can stay there for the rest of their lives. And now you see, you go from, hey, I will help you find a woman, or I will help you teach or mentor you on dating. You go to a full value stacked offer that you can easily price at 2.5K. Why? Because it's not at all about your hours. It's not at all about the logic behind it itself. It's because you are overloading them with value to get them a result. And that is all that matters. So to determine your price, ask yourself this. Emotionally, what is the point A to point B worth? What is it worth emotionally for them to find, to attract their feminine counterpart? In this case, right? What's the emotional value in your case? Then what is the logical value of your feature stack, right? Count that up quickly. And then lastly, what would you be able to say with a straight face on a sales call? And then between those three answers, you'll have your price. That's the best way to get there. Then lastly, a guarantee. I am a big fan of absolute strong guarantees. I mean, how can you not be, especially if you're selling over the internet and a service? A guarantee is just going to create that real knockout effect to deliver all of this, deliver the price, and then come with the guarantee. Like to take away all of the last bits of uncertainty and risk or on their end, and to do that in a fair way, right? Like you need to put some skin in the game here. Let's be honest. I could go deep into guarantees. There's 4 kinds, but I always recommend, if you're starting out, a conditional guarantee, right? It doesn't put you further than you should be as you're starting out, and it's incredibly powerful. Incredibly powerful. It's the if-then, right? If this happens, then you get this back. So define what is the result that you can measure and guarantee them. Is that going to be 10K in 6 months? Is that going to be 20 pounds lost in 3 months? Is that going to be first 1,000 subscribers? What is the result that you can measurably promise? And then creatively explore what you can put on the line as a token of confidence. It's the collateral, right? It's the result and the collateral. More time working together, a partial or full refund, access to material, like longer access to training material. That's probably the low ball option here, lowest value option. Amount of calls, or bonus material, like unlocking something new, even more powerful. Don't really recommend that one. This usually, these two are just the killers here. More time working together, as in I will continue working with you until we got your result. So powerful. Partial or full refund speaks for itself, right? You can do partial, as in let's say I'll get you, and this is called I forgot how it's called, but if you get them 800 subscribers, you pay them 20% back, kind of thing, right? So that's literally tying the results you get for them to what you get paid. Super fair, incredibly powerful. Or you go partial, you say you get half back, or you just go full refund, right? Few examples: make 10K in 6 months or money back, lose 20 pounds in 3 months, or we keep working together until we got it. Get your first 1,000 subscribers, or get 5 more calls with bonus material. Be creative. What's the result? What's the collateral? And lock in your guarantee. This is really important. The guarantee is also, for you to say it, just gives you this anchor of like, I just told you it costs this much, but then you add the guarantee after that, and it just kind of relaxes you and gives you a lot of confidence in the conversation. Like, hey man, I know what I'm doing, right? I'm very confident in what I can do for you, for both you and for them. So there's your knockout offer. Of course, very important, and it's going to give you a lot of confidence to start selling very quickly. Plus, it's going to make the content that you're creating even more specific now that you know what you're exactly selling. So you will notice that the content you will make now is tied to it, and everything allows you to send traffic to that page that we're going to create in a second. So when we got the offer, we just need attention, and that leads to sales, right? If you have something you're selling and eyeballs look at it, that can convert at a certain rate, and that is money. That's how anything in business works, of course. You got a strong offer, so let's generate attention. Step 3, how to create content people want to watch. So this means that, of course, we're solving the problem. How do we get attention or traffic? And there's 4 ways to do it. These are the only ways. 4 ways of client acquisition or getting attention. Warm outreach, cold outreach, talking to people you don't know, talking to people you do know, one-on-one. Organic is attracting clients, either through, usually through content, maybe also a little bit referrals. And then we have ads, right? So these people know you, these people don't know you. These people you know, these people you don't know. Of course, we prefer warm outreach and organic, right? So let's first talk about the base of all of this. And that is organic client acquisition. That is your content. This will not only attract clients, but it also gives you a track record. It displays your work, your capabilities, your competence. It's much more than just attracting clients, right? This is the base of everything. Before you start doing any of the other 3, let's produce content that converts, okay? So 2 questions, what to make and how to make it. What to make is a supply and demand question, right? It's about supply and demand tension. And I'll tell you straight up, the likelihood that you're going to make it is whether you are a man who's actually diligent and who's going to do this. Just being super honest here, man. If you feel like this is like market research and it's kind of boring, yeah, then you're right. It might be boring, and that's why other people will outcompete you that have done it. Go ahead and do a blue ocean exercise, which is define high demand and define low supply. Study outlier videos in your niche. I cannot tell you enough. The guys that have these outlier videos, right? So more views than they have subscribers. Videos that do incredibly well. These are videos within your niche, so within the industry, the niche that you're functioning, that already have done years and years and years of work and skill acquisition to just make that video, to design the intro, to design the middle part, and they have succeeded doing that. Which means you can literally look at demand. You can literally look at the most pure form of what people want in your niche. The people that you're talking to, they are telling, hey, we like this. We're literally liking the video. We are literally watching the video, right? So please, look at least 5 channels that you can start following and study their outlier videos. Study what they want. Then, the only other thing that you can do is to define low supply. So study what you could make, what isn't out there. And then these are the ones that Andrew Kirby also defined, who is one of the more successful YouTube coaches out there. We got stories, right? Stories that you have, that you can deliver, that are unique. Insights, things that you can provide that are currently not being provided. Flexing. Yeah, this is just a psychological thing. It does work. Maybe it's not your style and you don't want to do it at all. But let's say, for example, you're in a certain niche and the big ones, none of them are really showing a certain lifestyle, and you could be the one to kind of show that. There is just a psychological truth to that, so there's a reason why this is in the list. But yeah, if it's not your character, please don't do it. It's just one of the 7, right? Tactics. In low supply, trends that you could follow that are in low supply currently, uniqueness and authenticity, right? These are the 7 that you would be doing research on when it comes to supply. You want to define what are they not getting, right? What do they want and how are they not getting it? And you come in and decide, okay, that's what I'm going to make. in terms of the format you use for your content, and in terms of the IDs and subjects. Then, of course, how to make it, that's skill differentiation. This is, of course, a skill that you will be accumulating. We're talking about content creation, but I cannot make it shorter than this. Most people come in and they start worrying about camera lenses and video quality and and everything under the sun, right? I can tell you that it's literally, if you want to make a video that blows up and you want that to be one of your first 10 videos, then do yourself a favor and focus on these 3. I call it the big 3: ideation, scripting, and packaging. If you master these, if you just isolate these 3 and forget about all the different skills, all the other things, like lenses or everything, right? If you just pick up your camera, do a nice background, natural light, and that's freaking it, or you go for a walk, or you film while you're cooking, or you are even more creative than I am, obviously, that will not be a problem, and you focus on ideation, which means, would I watch a video about this? If you wouldn't, and be honest, right? If you wouldn't watch a video about this ID, then don't make it. That's it. That's ideation. Scripting, this is psychology and hooks. Please understand that people are constantly looking for ways to increase their status. That's why we're interested in money, interested in women, interested in social networks. All of these main problems, these painful problems that we want to solve, at the end of the day, it's about raising status. So if you can become a person who can lift people's status by the way you speak and by way of how you design your videos, especially the first 30 seconds, then you'll be winning. Then you will do well. If you don't understand this, then you would start a video like this, right? You would start a video and say, hey guys, welcome to my channel. This channel is really about my value, blah, 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 right? No, straight into their reality, straight into their pains, into their benefits, into their emotional reality, and show them that you understand, show them that you can press on buttons. And that's what a good hook does. That's what good psychology does for scripting, right? For writing a simple framework for your video. The only thing I'll say here is you could start with a format like this. Hook, so grab attention. Then simply pain and desire. Talk about pain and desire. So you're, of course, talking about problems and things that they want. Then tell a story that leads into the solution. Then the actual solution is your main part. And then end high, so a climax. And then make sure to end the video as soon as possible. So don't get your climax and this high point and this banging outro where you really emphasize how valuable this video was. Don't go and say, so yeah, that was my video, and yeah, it would be really nice if you... Like, the moment they hear that tone, they're gone, right? And so you will be talking for 1 minute to a wall, and this crushes your video metrics. So be a guy who can be diligent and just end high and just immediately cut the video there. This would be a nice format, easy format for you to start with. And let me tell you, you will be doing better than 99% out there. Seriously, because most people just don't pay this attention to people's emotional reality. And then lastly, packaging, that's the last big 3. And hey, we cannot really get into this too much. It would be 3-4 hours then. Titles and thumbnails, that's packaging. Would I need to click on this title? Would I need to click on this thumbnail? Join my community. There's many resources on this. And also just start studying this, right? Don't expect yourself to be a master at this after 5 videos, but just be a person who solves the problem of not being able to do this yet. So just, in other words, become better at this quickly. Make every video more a better thumbnail, a better title. Study it. And once you get good at this, and you're good at scripting a video in terms of their emotional world, in terms of their psychology, and you're making videos about fucking amazing ideas that you would watch, then you are doing better than most garbage out there. That's the truth. I'm not saying this to make it sound easier. So to summarize your action point here for the third step on organic lead acquisition, content creation. Create 10 videos about your universe while obsessing on just these 3 elements, canceling out everything else. You don't need a new camera. You don't need a new lens. You don't need editing skills. You don't need a sick villa backdrop, right? We are in the authenticity era of content where people like Sam Sulek are blowing up just talking to a camera, starting a video with moments of silence, like just completely impractical, fully authentic, and that's the era that we are in. The more AI will continue to create content and garbage and noise out there, we are thirsty, so fucking thirsty for authenticity, for real human behavior. So be someone who can do that, right? Don't think about all this shit. It's about this, authenticity, being real. And in my community, you'll find, as I said, in my community, you'll find resources on how to master these big 3, as well as resources on everything else. So yeah, don't wait on that, and join us there, man. We're doing that together. Cool. You got people watching. Then it's time to sell, right? So make your first 10K using the secret cohort method. The problem that we're solving here is how do I get those first people to buy when I'm starting out? That is the main problem for most people. Client acquisition in that beginning phase. And that's where I came up with the secret cohort method. And yes, I'm using this myself. Last month was a little over 16K because usually we just sell out the cohort with this strategy. Launch a one-time only discounted version of your service for you as starting out in cohort format. So you turn the tables and qualify a few people to access your knockout offer at a one-time only discount and level of personalization, making it an absolute no-brainer for anyone who's the right person. Why does this work so incredibly well? You get all the psychological levers that enhance your offer by simply being honest. Like, none of this is you're just being honest. Scarcity, there's limited positions, right? Urgency, bonuses, everything that enhances an offer, that makes an offer just absolutely ridiculous, is built in this strategy. And I'll show you in a second. It gets you the confidence, right, to sell, because you're doing a fair price, you're discounting, you're not selling something at 6K while you haven't done it yet, let's be honest. It gets you confidence, working with clients, it gets you feedback to make the offer even better and to validate it. And most of all, what we are after here is it gets you case studies. And these case studies give you everything you need to start to go fully live and to start scaling even. That's why we can do this so fast. And of course, allows you to build as you go. So nothing you have to build. Once you've sold out your cohort, or maybe you don't sell it out, but you sell 4, 5, 6 seats, then you start building before the deadline because you got a deadline. So here's why it creates, exactly how it's going to create that those levers for you. Create levers by being honest. First, bonuses, do it like this. Take your offer and discount it based on your rationale, right? If you're selling a 4K, but you personally feel like there is a lot of expertise to this that you are still learning, be honest. Give it a full discount on 75%, making it a 1K opportunity. But it's the way you're phrasing it here, right? You're selling a 4K product, which is true, a 4K offer, but you're selling it at 1K just for one time because you want case studies. So only time at this price, 75% discount. That's the marketing language you'll be using, or you can just copy. Only time at this level of personalization. So that's personal involvement with the client, right? You are more than ever going to be this attentive to each client. Then the scarcity comes from defining how many seats there are. So if you are limited to 10 seats and it's one time only, yeah, that's massive scarcity, right? So if they're already in, then scarcity is going to make them even more in, right? Just 10 seats, and it's a one-time thing. The urgency will come from the deadline itself. There's, for example, 15 days left to get a spot. And then the launch is very simple. You build a simple landing page to book calls. You can do this in 20 minutes. I'm not even kidding. Just do this. Go to Hostinger or Squarespace. Hostinger is, I think, cheaper. Squarespace does set you up for email marketing and like a newsletter and much more. I use Squarespace for that reason. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I'm just telling you because it has a few more options, so it's also a bit more expensive. But if you just want a simple landing page at this point, and you want to be simple about everything, choose Hostinger, and you can create a domain there and create a page using the website builder to just open one simple page. We don't need a website or funnel yet. Why? Because we haven't validated your offer. We haven't sold your offer yet. So please, let's not build a marketing funnel yet, right? This comes later. Just one page via Hostinger or Squarespace on your domain. And then we use your knockout offer, the offer that you just made right here, and all the text you have with it, right? The guarantee you created, the levers you created right here, right? These things, you compile that into one landing page. I could show you. Super simple, right? This little text, right? Just the main description of your offer, what the hard benefit they're gonna get with the guarantee behind it. And then, of course, there is limited seats. You're being honest about everything, right? This is just a basic example. All right. And create like I just showed you, create an action button with a link to Calendly, right? So Calendly, you can make for free. You can make an appointment scheduling link. And via Squarespace or Hostinger, you just enter that link. You create a button, and then enter the link, and they'll go to your Calendly page to make an appointment with you. And that's how you book your calls, right? So you got attention, you're ready to have calls booked, so you're ready to make money. So let's talk about how you get leads, how you get more attention into this landing page to start selling, right? Step 5, get leads to make your first 10K. Traffic. How do I reliably get calls booked without relying on the algorithm? So we go back to the 4 ways in which we can get clients: warm outreach, cold outreach, organic, and ads. We are going to do organic. We are doing organic and warm outreach. And here we get into the flywheel formula, and this is a magical way to go about it. For organic, the strategy is this: turn YouTube into a flywheel that generates traffic. What that means is you'll make a bunch of videos that go into a flywheel video. So a video similar to this, where you are really outlining your whole message. The main hook in the beginning, like exactly who you're serving, why it hurts, the real benefits behind it, sharing your story of how you went from A to B. And then you lead into your solution, and that's where you literally selflessly give away your vehicle. You just give it away. You just show them what you're capable of, provide immense value to them, and then the people that want to work with you on a one-on-one level, they will reach out to you. This works so incredibly well, man. To just, and don't be scared that you're giving things away, but this flywheel video is going to send traffic to that landing page you just built. And that's going to land you the sales calls via that Calendly link. So how do you create the flywheel video? Here's the full script. Again, there will be a full PDF. All this text will be, I will make a downloadable PDF for you in the community. It's just easier to put all the work there. So again, join the community if you want to have the text version of all of this, so you can just copy this. Selflessly give it away for free, right? The hook, grabbing attention with your heaviest artillery. the hook, you just want to look at your video or to look at your message, to look at your offer, and just look for the heaviest weapon you can use, the heaviest hitting thing, because you just want to break their pattern, right? Their emotional routine of the day. You just want to break them out of it. That's the hook. That's why it's called the hook, obviously. Problem and pains. Get into the main problem. Why does it hurt? Get into the outcome. Why is it so amazing to have it? Then the story, your story of how you got to that outcome. Curiosity gap, which says very clearly this is what you're going to get, and this is why you definitely should be watching this. And then you get into your vehicle. So you hook them with that curiosity gap, and you go into your demonstration, just doing one thing, providing massive amounts of value, just overloading them with value, trying to serve the hell out of them for free, and not expecting anything in return. It must be genuine, man. Fuck all this guru culture. And by the way, it's also a good strategy to go about this. Just selflessly giving everything away. Paradoxically, what you see is if you do this, you also get more clients. So it's a win-win for everyone, right? And then the call to action, very simply, why they should go to your landing page. And that is already by definition, the video that you're making here, it already is defined that, oh God, this is valuable. So they will already look for links. But at the end, of course, you make a call to action, why they should go to the landing page. So actionable for the organic part of getting leads. Produce 3+ videos a week. Stay active and let them know, right? Let them know that this cohort is happening. Then when there's a connection, send traffic from one video to the flywheel video. Like actually say it in that video. And then increase the intensity of your marketing and the way how much you talk about it as you near the deadline, right? But the flywheel video, you must feel good about it, must be good. If it completely bombs and it gets no traction, please just do it again, man. These are just problems that will come up in this journey. And then you can be emotional about it or just say, okay, this can be better. Let's solve it. Let's make a better flywheel video. And you can also put it as the suggested video to watch on your homepage. Plus, you will send, obviously, and I should have put this there. So, suggested video homepage. And then, very important, every video should send the traffic there, right? When a video ends and it's connected to it, next video to watch, flywheel video, and then you can also make call to actions in those videos itself. So actually talking about that flywheel video, that the whole strategy you outlined there. So go watch that, right? Do these things to funnel traffic into your flywheel. This works so well, guys. So warm outreach, because this will already book calls. It might very well book all the calls you need. But again, this is one of these things that just defines how much I know that you're going to get there. And also how fast you'll get there. Because some people will just feel like they want to skip this. Warm outreach is basically this. People you know have consented for your communication. Otherwise you would not have their number. Or they would not follow you on social media. So the people that you know who fit your niche description are warm leads. That's what they are, the definition. Your first clients are in your network. Either directly or as a referral, your first clients are in your network. That is the truth. It happens every single time. And even when you underestimate your network, don't underestimate the network of your network. So please, take this seriously, man. It's simple. If you can get obsessed, this is really important. If you can get obsessed about lead generation and spend some hours every day just on this objective, just on getting leads, then you can only succeed. That's the truth. So here's a strategy for warm outreach. For each social media platform, for each or contacts, make a hot list of leads. So your actual contacts, WhatsApp, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the platforms that you're active on, make a hot list of leads. What does that mean? Literally every single person that fits your niche description is a hot lead. This is literally a warm lead. If it fits this description and you know them, or even just by following or having their number, that's a hot lead that you can access right now. That's how you need to see it. Reach out to 50 people a day. At least 50 people. Seriously. This is where you define how badly you want this. And if you're one of the people that actually is going to make it with the strategy or just make it at all, reach out to 5 people, 50 people a day using the ACA method. Method is very simple. Acknowledge, compliment, ask. So acknowledge something about them, compliment them, ask in connection to the acknowledgement. So, hey, I noticed this. I really admire this. And then the ask. So, being someone, as a father, do you still have time to work out? Like if your service is about getting in shape, right? For example. Start with the biggest list and go from platform to platform. So if LinkedIn is your thing, you have the most hot leads there, then start with LinkedIn and go to the smaller and until you've done all the platforms. Invite when it makes sense, right? When you've chatted a little bit back and forth, the conversation is going, and it seems like, oh, this actually might benefit, then you say exactly this, or a version that you think suits your version better. But this works. We're helping enter niche go from enter problem to enter desired outcome, so that enter the benefits of that, right? We're helping niche go from problem to desired outcome, so that benefits in just duration. That's your whole offer line, right? That's the line for your offer that you created in your description, essentially. This is the only time we're going to do it at, for example, 20% of the price. And with this level of personalization, simply because we want some amazing case studies. The only thing we're asking is a review if you feel we deserve it. Do you know someone who might be interested? Do you know someone who might be interested is really crucial. We're not asking them for money. We're not asking them directly. We're actually giving him the opportunity to feel a bit more indirect about it, so that he doesn't feel like he's in your eyes like a lead, that you're like, hey, you should get in shape, or you should, do this. You just ask, do you know someone who might be interested? And then either they say yes, or they say no, but I know someone, or they say no. When they say no, please figure out why, right? Just asking, and what would make it worth for you, for example, is so important, guys. Every of these conversations is not just like either it's good because they get on a call with you, or it's bad because they say no. Even if they say no, we are learning. We want to learn why it's a no. That's why people who do this, people who actually reach out to 50 warm leads a day, are gonna make it. And it's just a matter of time. And usually it's very quickly, because these are in your network already. When you've done all the platforms, circle back and start your follow-ups. So you've done all of this. Yeah, now probably you're a month and a half further. Circle back to your first platform and start doing some follow-ups if you think they deserve it. If you think the context deserves it. Are you still looking to desired outcome? That's it. A pro bonus, if you want to speed things up, join communities on School around your son, around your monetized subject. Interact, network, and provide value. Like really build relationships. School is just an amazing place. It's basically like 5-6 years ago, Facebook was like a gold mine for people coaching and consulting with all these communities then. And School has just become a superior version of that. It's really a place where people come to learn and be better with like-minded people, and it just speeds everything up, right? So also join my community. You'll meet some people there as well. that are doing the exact same thing. Yeah, this is a very important one. So now you are attracting and steering attention towards your offer. If you do this, you will book calls. And so here's how you sell effortlessly. How to close your sales calls and sell out your cohort. I have a closing rate of around, usually it's above 62%. Lately it's been even more when I started using the cohort strategy, which is very far above the industry average. And I believe it's because of the personalized pitch deck strategy. So I don't believe in sales. I also don't believe in objections. I believe in having a conversation and solving problems. I think that is the superior form of sales. I think you should see it as a conversation and solving problems. If you cannot solve their problems, why continue talking? When you're not selling anything, you're not handling objections. I hate this. It creates this sort of blockage in your brain as well. Like, oh, this is an objection. How do I handle this objection? Or how do I close the sale? No, dude, just have a conversation, solve their problems, provide value to them. Yeah, I'll just show you the whole script in a second. But we use the personalized pitch deck strategy. The software we'll use is Gamma.app. It's over here. Yeah, this is mine. This is the one that I use. Let's just run through it first. So, the sales call itself. These are the phases. Again, this is close to 4 years of having over 250 sales calls at this point. This works like magic. So I hope you will just use this and be done with it. Phase 1 is just chat and frame. Be a human, right? Like don't be too mechanical about everything. Chat a little bit, laugh a bit, man. Connect. Just based on the things that they answered, their age and what they want and so on, where they're from. Chat a little bit, laugh, enjoy, and then set the frame. Setting the frame is, hey, this is usually how these calls go. I'd love to explore your situation. My main objective is to provide value to you. And if I think it's a good fit, then I can also tell you a little bit more about the opportunity we're running soon. Just say this. Puts them in the right frame of mind. And works like a charm. And then here's what you do, man. Turn on your empathy machine and empathically explore their point A. What's the problem for him or her? What's the problem for them? Why does it hurt? Make sure to let them describe what hurts and why it hurts, and run back to them that you heard it. Run back to them the pains. Oh, I understand. Let them know that you understand problem and pain, and you'll be, in their eyes, the best communicator they ever came across. And that's sales. It's having a conversation, genuinely connecting with them on their problems and their pains. And then you do the same for point B, right? This is the positive variant of it. We want to know, is their desired outcome matching with what you are going to deliver, right? So let them describe what they want, and then the benefits of that. Like, let them describe why they want it, and then again circle it back to them, that you understand it fully, and you will already be positioned better than anyone else to close this. Then you're gonna qualify them. You got the opportunity here, right? It's not you need something from them. It's not you need money from them. You're gonna qualify them if they fit your opportunity, right? And this also closes future objections, if you want to call them even objections. I hate that word, but you know what I mean. Why? Because this is the things that usually creates problems, if there are any. Make sure you just ask them, right? That's how you qualify them. Is the pain big enough? Is the motivation high enough to go from point A to B? Time availability. Is there time to start doing this in the coming weeks, months? Is there a service fit? So what he wants or what she wants, does that match what you deliver? be honest, right? Why sell? If not, why sell if they don't really benefit from your service? Why sell if they are not motivated? Why sell if the pain isn't really big enough? Why sell if there isn't really going to be time? And of course, why sell if he's or she is struggling financially? Be honest, right? Be high integrity in this, right? It's not good for you. It's not good for them if either of these things doesn't work. So qualify. If they qualify, then you say this. All right, looks like a great fit. Would you like to hear what our offer can do for you? I've never in my life, in 250 calls, never heard a no here. So don't worry. Knockout pitch deck. So this is the your Gamma presentation. To build out a personalized pitch deck, you use the following elements and you fine-tune them. To their demographic with whatever information you have about them. So very simple. You do an introduction, of course, and then you do the client journey. You already got this. Then you do the feature stack. You already got this. The duration. You already got this. The scarcity. You reframe the scarcity and the urgency, basically before you do the price. That's how you deliver the price. And then, please, immediately after the price, hit the guarantee. You never want to end a sentence on a negative note. Money, price is something that they're going to lose. It's money. Don't ever end on the price. End on the guarantee. So say, and the full price for all of this will be 2.5K, and that's with the guarantee that if we don't get you, then we'll continue working. It is fundamentally different. And this is it, man. You already have this. So you will turn this into your presentation. Here, bang. This is an old presentation, actually. The system, that's your client journey. You just explain, right, the name of the thing that you already have, the description of the thing that you already have, and you just talk a little bit about how exactly this is going to go. How are you, with this, all the problems that you're going to solve for them to get them to point B. Then you got your feature stack. Just bang, bang, bang. This is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get. 12 calls, 12 weekly calls, 12 group calls. You'll join the community. Accountability, 24/7 voice note support. Weekly cohort calls. Full feature stack. Creates that knockout effect. I included as well, just showing the runway, kind of how it's going to go in terms of months. And then I reframe, hey, we only got 2 spots left. And we are starting on the 15th, but the full price would be this with a guarantee and a future. Again, this is an old offer, but it's still using the same steps. And that's it. This works so incredibly well. And if you can personalize it to them, then you can really lock in a 90% closing rate. Of course, if you want to deliver the offer to begin with. It will happen, obviously, because we are qualifying. Like half of the times, I am not delivering the offer. And this is really where you show integrity to the universe and to yourself. Saying no is going to give you a very, very strong sense of confidence in your offer. By just declining people that aren't the right fit, people that you don't want to work with, people that lack motivation, people that don't really seem to want it too much. Don't work with them. Simple as that, and you will become much more valuable in your communication, or have a sense of value as you talk about all these things, right? If there comes objections again, right, after you handle the price, don't see it as objections. There is either problems or there is no problems. If there is no problems, you'll move on to pay on the call. If there are problems, then ask what the problem is. If the problem is, well, I don't have money. Okay, how much money are you comfortably willing to spend on a monthly basis? Because maybe we could do a payment plan. And then you explore that a little bit. And he says, I could do 600 per month. Okay, so 600, then we could do a payment plan of 5 months. Usually I don't really do that, but in this case, I do really believe in you as a client. I'm sure that this is going to get you there, so I don't want to take this opportunity for you. I guess we could do a 5-month payment plan. and you just set it up via Stripe, and that's it. But don't try to do too many payment plans. You definitely want to get cash up front and have them pay on the call, or of course after if they want to. To get them to pay on call, this is a very powerful one. You can say, hey, we have realized people who pay up front are more committed. As a result, we are able to guarantee their outcomes. That's a logical deduction there, and it is true. So if you'd like our guarantee, then you can prepay our services. Basically telling them like, hey, if you want to do a payment plan, then we cannot really give you the full guarantee. So please prepay the services if you want the guarantee. That works very good to get them to pay. But very often, guys, they just really don't. They really do want to think about it, or they want to talk about with their wife, or something like this. And please don't be pushy, man. When the moment has passed, never push. Never try to hold on or get them to pay on the call if they don't want to, because that's how you fuck up the whole relationship. The dynamic that you must have on these sales calls is to qualify them, right? You're the one with the opportunity, and there's only a limited few people who are going to get the opportunity. That is the feeling you have to convey, and pushing is opposing that frame. And that's how you close sales calls like an absolute god, right? So that's how you sell. That's how you get leads. That's how you launch your cohort offer and build the landing page with those psychological levers. That's how you create content people are going to actually watch. That's how you create a knockout offer, literally a knockout offer that's actually going to sell to a market, to an audience that actually has purchasing power and that is connected to you authentically, so that you can grow as a person with your business. Now, to sum up and have you make sure that you actually get there. And this might be the most important thing. First, let's repeat here this. Repeat until you have no seats left. So this gets massively easier as scarcity and urgency increase. Start building the deliverables after you got paid, but before the deadline. Start accumulating new demand by changing your landing page to a waiting list. Very important. Once you've sold out, immediately change the landing page to a waiting list. So you start building up new demand that you can then enable once you do a new cohort. Like, there's literally people waiting. The demand has built up. Sorry, you're out of seats, right? And then this. Please, this is everything. Give your heart and soul to these lucky clients. Collect feedback to improve your offer and create magical success stories. Once you've got the opportunity to work with these amazing people, then give them everything you got. Blow them away. That's the most important thing, man. That's how you set yourself up to scale and to build, to grow very, very quickly. If you get case studies, stories that you can tell about people that you actually helped. How can I make it How can I make it a certainty that this works? That's this. There's two kinds of people, in my opinion, and only one of them makes it. People that are emotionally handling things that come up, and people that say, oh, this is a problem. If I solve it, I get closer to the 10K, or I get closer to having this business work. Instead of becoming emotional when something doesn't work, just ask yourself how you can solve it. Don't get stuck emotionally in, oh, this is so hard, blah, 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 blah. Nothing can stop you if you just solve the problems that come up in your journey. For some people, the getting traffic to the landing page might be harder. For some people, the closing the calls might be harder. Here are the problems that I've seen most with my clients, and also the solution to it. And keep it this simple, right? Business is simplicity. So if your content isn't getting views, then you are not packaging it so that people want to click. So become better at IDs, titles, and thumbnails. That's the problem, so solve it. If your content isn't getting positive feedback, so your content isn't high quality enough, then you aren't making content that people want to watch. So go back to supply and demand. Figure out what they want, figure out how they're not getting it, make better ideas, and make better writing, so better scripting. Then your content will be good enough and will be much better. So again, problem, solution. If you're not booking calls, then you aren't obsessing on lead generation. Spend the first 3 hours of every day creating and attracting leads. So that is producing content that sells and doing warm outreach. Producing things that can attract opportunities and attract eyeballs to your landing page. 3 hours every day. So that includes creating content, of course. If your flywheel video performs poorly, it needs to be better. So learn where viewer retention drops, go into your analytics, see where you lose people in the video, and then make a better one. That's how you turn a problem into a massive solution that puts you 10 miles further on your journey. If you're not closing enough calls, define what part of your offer needs to improve by observing the problems they bring up. And seriously, by directly asking them, what would I need to do to make this worth it for you to continue? They will tell you what sucks. Maybe your guarantee sucks. Maybe you don't have enough features in there. Maybe you don't know really what they want. Maybe your desired outcome isn't really matching with what they actually want. So getting on these calls, they will tell you exactly, hey, I am your niche. I represent your niche. This is what actually hurts. This is what we actually want. And your offer is not really matching that. So closing these calls, if you're not closing these calls, at least make it an opportunity to make the offer an offer that does close on a call. This is everything you need to do this. So good luck. If you want to ask me questions directly, join the community. There's much more resources there and it's for free. And of course, if you want to get to 10K per month with your synthesizer business, absolutely guaranteed. Within 6 months, right, we get you to 10K per month. Then you can check out if there's still spots left for the next cohort, which will be 15 September or whatever it says on the website, depending on when you're watching this. That's it. Good luck. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.